the Insane Gamers, and welcome back to another Pokemon Black and White Wi-Fi battle, and today I've got a battle against some guy on TpX. Yes, that's actually his name, and not an attempt to cover up that I actually don't know his name. Anyway, this battle's in ×4 because it was so long. It was mega long. It was much like my enthusiasm for this game. So, anyway, it's in ×4, which will be harder to narrate, but whatever. So we use Stealth Rocks, and then I predict a switch like a boss and Toxic, but this comes in Dreadlocks, you know, whatever. I don't want to stand and get Psychic, because seeing his team, like, that fighting thing's actually pretty important, but then again, that fighting thing's always really important. So he double switches, and Lantern, let's go. Oh, he totally overpredicted there. I predicted him to overpredict, because Lantern's amazing. No, actually, I just stayed in hoping that he wouldn't KO me with Earthquake, but luckily I resist the Steel-type move 4 times, so that's pretty nice. Anyway, Vigoroth is kind of cool to see. I mean, seriously, who runs Vigoroth? This guy. High five! Okay, anyway, we get a double paralysis that turn, which is pretty lousy, because hacks, even though it's not really that, you know, weird. And then, what the frick, Flamethrower? It's like, yo, I predicted that. And I'm like, really? Who puts Flamethrower on Vigoroth? And he's like, I did, because I predicted that. Okay, fine. I'll run Ice Beam on my Good Morning here, just to mess you up. I'm sure Vigoroth can actually learn that, but it's just weird. Anyways, it gets paralyzed twice in a row like a, you know, I get lucky with Power Hacks. What else can I say? So Zinzin Rapidash overpredicts again, I assume, and doesn't go for the Mega Horn, and I finish that off, and in comes a Daikenki and kills me, which sucks. So the sun has gone down, but that's okay. I mean, there's no Lunatone flying around it, because Lunatone, honestly, Lunatone is freaking creepy. I'm just gonna go out and say that. Unfortunately, this this cough is scarfed, and why did so Leafeon was totally gonna take that. Good job myself for doing that. That was retarded. Anyhow, Lantern's in now. Lantern's a beast. I'm gonna rest. I've actually changed this team since this battle, because I'm gonna admit it sort of sucked at this point, because Confused Ray and Umbreon is awesome, by the way. It sort of sucked. It was lacking power, so I sort of changed it around, replaced Perugly with something that can set up hazards, which works a lot better now. And I replaced Draftrig, unfortunately, with something a little bit, excuse me, jeez, more hoary. So, I hope you guys don't mind the horror, but it's one Pokemon on the team, and it needed some power. And it's definitely not another Alakazam, honestly. So, I don't even know what's going on, I've lost track. This is the part of the battle where it's like back and forth. Lantern, Herpaderpa, Lantern, Herpaderpa, Umbreon, whatever this thing is, Mesprit, Dreadlocks, I don't know, it's like, probably gonna sing some reggae music in a minute, but whatever. So, apparently I just found out Payback, if they switch, doesn't get doubled power even if they hit you, which I think is a little bit stupid, considering he hit me and used U-turn, and then, I don't know, it just didn't seem like it did a lot, even for a critical. I mean, that thing's offensive, so anyway, I've completely lost track of the battle. Screw this. Let's talk about something else. I've got some funny stories from when I was a kid. I bet you guys would love to hear. Okay, so when I still lived in England, oh man, when was this? Probably like 96, 97, maybe. Anyway, my mom and dad were still together, but it was a little bit hairy, you know. So she's making him a cake because it's his birthday, and you know she's trying to get it baked for when he's coming home. So I'm playing in the kitchen with my little Thomas the Train toys. And all of a sudden, beep, 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 smoke alarm goes off, and all this smoke starts bellowing from the oven, and I'm like, oh, crap. But I didn't actually say that, because I was a little kid, so I probably said, oh, codswallop. Which is apparently what British people say, according to American people. Don't quite understand that. Ah, Vote Absorb. Anyway, so she runs into the kitchen, screams, oh, bugger, picks the cake out of the oven, opens the back door, and throws it against the back fence. At which point the neighbor lady, Mrs. Pickles, who we called Mrs. Pickles because she had a cat named Pickles, that she should, she would go out at night and say, Pickles, Pickles, where are you? She was really annoying. My dad used to throw his cigarette butts on her roof, and she would get really annoyed at that. But anyway, so this cake, like, hits the fence, and she pops her head over, and she's like, are you alright, dear? I can just imagine, like, what she was thinking. My mom out there, like, in a rage with a cake splattered up against the fence, and me standing there going, Yeah, my family is about as psychopathic as I am. Anyway, one more, funny story from when I was a kid. This is when I was really little and I was still in diapers. I was getting changed, I guess, or something. I didn't have a diaper. No, I was going to I was going to get in a tub or something. And, my mom was filling the water, and I guess I, like, crawled off without her seeing me. So, you know, crawled off, going around the house, whatever. No diaper on, okay? You can probably see where this is going. And she comes back, comes to get me, puts me in a tub, blah, blah, blah. I have my bath, and I guess when I was having a bath, she went to vacuum or something, or maybe she put me to bed. At some point, I was not in the picture, and she decided to vacuum, so, la 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 la, vacuuming, sound. Not a good sound for a vacuum. Guess what I did on the carpet? Guess what was in the vacuum? My dad had to clean it out with a stick when he got home. Probably not one of the most pleasant things you can imagine. Anyway, that's pretty much just a golden one from my childhood. Does anybody even care about this battle anymore? I mean, this is like IG story time. It's pretty amazing. Here's a joke for you guys, okay? I probably can't tell it very well because I sort of suck at telling jokes, but, okay, so there's this guy camping, and he's staying in this really crappy, like, oh my gosh, this caravan sucks sort of deal. So, it's raining, it's peeing down outside, and there's no, like, bathroom in this caravan. So, yeah, wait, what am I doing? I don't even know. I've completely lost the plot here. Okay, so there's a guy in a crappy caravan, and it's raining and pouring outside, the caravan's crappy, there's no bathroom, like, so anyway, he wakes up in the middle of the night, hearing this dripping, and a dripping, and a dripping, and a dripping, gets up, decides to call the campsite owner, because he finds that the sink has a leak in it. Okay, so he calls the campsite owner and says, I have a leak in my sink. And the campsite owner says, okay, just this once. If you don't get it, it's because I told it wrong. But basically the idea behind that joke is I have a leak in my sink, as in I need to pee in my sink, but you know what? Okay, so I'm going to give up on this now and just go back to the battle. So, if you were actually paying attention to that battle, which I'm sure you were not, because it was very stally, I managed to get a crit, and I managed to get rid of all of his Pokemon, except for his Umbreon, so now it's just my Lantern versus his Umbreon. He does not have Heal Bell, and he is Toxic, and I have Rest, and I am stalling, which is the basic idea here. So, I'm Rest spamming, he is Payback spamming, and slowly but surely he is going to die from poison. I'm never going to do that again, because it makes me cough. Oh my gosh, I had to go into the attic at the gas station where I worked, but I got a cool flag that's probably been up there for years, but that doesn't really matter. Oh, and apparently Rest doesn't cure confusion, which I find a little bit strange, but, whatever. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this battle/IG story time. Next time I have a very stally battle, I'll do the same thing and just talk about random crap, because I'm sure that's more interesting than I switch in Giraffe Rig, he goes into this, and then I Toxic. Actually, that's how some people narrate and it annoys me. Anyway, goodbye, people!